Hey everyone, so I want to talk about 5 things I find to be very cool and very nice that you can get with a fish tank aquarium kit. Now these kits can come in many different sizes and styles. So two in front of you here are both 5 gallons. And kits like these generally include a hood, of course the tank itself, a filter of some sort, and a light that's built into the hood. Sometimes you'll get a heater with them, but not usually. But some kids do. Then some of them also have some other cool features. Then another type of kit can be like my 45-gallon ensemble here. That also came with a stand. So this one just came with the stand, came with a hang-on bag filter, and then came with the hood here, which is the LED hood. And of course it came with the tank as well. Alright, so let's get into these 5 features that I find to be very nice, convenient, and cool. The first one is a feeder door. Now, not all kits actually come with this. I'll give you guys an example in a moment of one that does not. But I absolutely love it when tanks kits come with a feeder door. Now for my 2 5 gallons, you get this little feeder flap here. And same with this. Now these are both top fins. And then on this big guy, the hood actually just flips up. That way you can easily feed your fish. Then this one actually you can also do other things in here as well, such as doing water changes on it. Alright, then here is an example of one that does not have an actual feeder flap. Sorry about my birds, they're super loud. But this is the Aqueon shrimp tank. So there's no actual feeder flap here, but what you do have is a back cutout here. But what makes this so much less convenient is when you put food in here, the filter just kind of takes it away. And depending on the type of food, it might just sink to the bottom of the tank. This one, of course, is currently not set up. It's just been sitting in my basement for the past few months. That's why it's all nice and dusty. Alright, now that we're back up in my room and out of the basement, number 2 here, it will be a built-in filter, or kits come with filters. You don't have to go and buy a separate filter for them. So again, this can come in multiple different ways. One way is such as this, where the filter itself is actually built into the tank, so this is not removable. And you can see there is the outflow. Then hopefully you guys can see the slits here. These are the intake, and then the pump is down there. And you can see the cartridge right there. So it's actually built into the back of the tank. That way it is nice and hidden, and you can't even tell that there's a filter in here. Another way, which this is going to be the main way most small filters are built into tanks, or not really built in, but are included in tanks, like this other 5 gallon here, is that they are like a little, what you call that, a basket that kind of sits inside of the tank. So it's somewhat hidden, but nowhere near as much as the other one I just showed you guys. These are still nice. I like the other one better just because you do not see the filter whatsoever. So of course you have outputs right there, and then like a traditional filter, the intake's right there. And then another way that they may include a filter is such as this internal hanging on bag filter here. So this one does hang on to the back of the tank, but it is actually internal. This one actually just has biological media in it in my big tank here. But this is a Tetra filter, so it's supposed to be hanging off the back of the tank. You know, I just have it suctioned in there. Hope you guys can see that. So most kits are going to come with a filter of some sort. So usually they are not like this one, where it is actually built into the back of the tank. It's usually some sort of hanging on the top of the tank, such as the other two I just showed you guys. But that's a nice thing though about kits, is that you get a filter included with the price. Next cool feature is, now not too many tanks are doing this. I think I've actually only seen them in the top fin tanks, but they take and put in a pump that can actually help you pump out and do water changes. So you can see there it kind of stops. So if I were to move this to the side, push it back down, it will start taking the water and pumping it back out to do the water change for you. And what's even cooler about that is this is the actual this is the actual pump for the filter itself. So which is really cool. But now the one bad thing I find about those, and I actually do not use them unless I need to do just a very quick water change for whatever reason, is that it does of course not get into the gravel, such as a gravel siphon would for like a normal water change. So you're not actually getting to dig around in the gravel and get out any of the uneaten food and poop and stuff. It literally just gets rid of some water from your tank. So it's just a literal water change, and it does not get rid of any of the gunk that's stuck in your gravel or sand or whatever. Now, like I said, not too many tanks come with that. That is a newer thing that I am finding. And like I said, the only brand I know that is doing that, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, is Top Fin from PetSmart. I've only seen it in 2 or 3 other tanks. And a fourth cool feature that I like about getting a tank kit is the hood with the built-in LED lights. So again, this can come in different ways here. One of my favorite ways is the tank over here, because hopefully you guys can see how slim this hood is. I mean, it's like a millimeter or 2 thick, I'd say. It's very, very thin. But yet, you still have, I'm gonna blind you all, and it has, hopefully you guys can see, but it has the LEDs here. So it's 9 LEDs total on there. Then other ways, well, very similar ways, is this one. I mean, it's pretty much the same exact thing, it's just not as slimlined. Then you guys probably cannot see, but it only has 3 LEDs compared to 9 on the other guy. And then some, which I don't have an example of right now, will be just like this, but instead of these little 3 LEDs, it'll give you an actual strip bar on it, which is really cool. Then moving on to my Big 45, this is actually similar to what I'm talking about, but this one is not really built into the hood. It's just an LED strip bar that has its own covering, and then it kind of sits on top of the hood. So the light itself, hopefully you guys can see, is actually removable. So you can actually take this and put it onto a different tank if you wanted to, very, very easily, without having to disassemble the light in the hood. Now on tanks like the 2.5 gallons here, you can technically take off the LEDs. It's just, there's really no reason to do so, because on them you just have a weird little strip, whereas on the big guy you actually have the entire strip bar that they could actually move onto a different tank a lot easier than on these little ones where we actually have to take the LED lights off of the hood itself. Hopefully that made some sense. And then the fifth is going to be color changing LED lights. So this again kind of goes along with the LED lights, of course, but a lot of tanks now are giving you options of different colors, be it just a daytime and nighttime, which would be white or blue light options, so you turn on one or the other, or such as this one here, where it gives you options of a few different colors. This one has, I want to say it's about 5 different colors on it. And again, this one is built into the hood. Again, not too many tanks have this feature yet, but it seems to be becoming more and more popular. And what makes this super nice is you can put this on a glowfish tank, and then you have a whole bunch of different colors to choose from. So you don't only have the whites and the blues, but you also have a green, red, mixture of the different colors when it's changing in between the two. And then you also have the option of doing this, where it actually keeps cycling through the different colors, or you can keep it on one of those colors with a click of a button. If you want it on, say, this color, you just click the button and it'll stay on that. Or if you want it on white, you just click it a couple of times and it changes to the normal white. Again, or if you want it red, you can just, when it's on red, you click that button and it keeps it on red for you. So it is a cool feature I am finding that more and more tanks are coming to. More and more tank kits are coming to. Now, of course, you can also get this on the standalone lights as well, LED lights. They usually cost quite a bit. I mean, some of them are $100, a couple $100 for this feature on a standalone LED light for a tank. And then I just want to go over one thing that I am just starting to have an issue with when you have these kits, is that the tank over here, the lights are giving me some weird issues. You guys may have noticed during this video, the lights just kind of go out. I set this tank up again maybe a month or so ago. Before that, I used it a while back. Then between the two times, it was just sitting downstairs in my basement. So it hasn't had a whole lot of use, but the light is going out. And I'm going to guess the reason for that is because of the water gets, hopefully you guys can see this, but the water will gets trapped in the LED lights, which seems to mess with the electrical sometime, which then kind of ruins your light. I had this issue years ago with a Fluval tank as well, the Fluval Vista 16 I think it was. I had lighting issues with that too, where just the water, the water evaporation, it gets, it clings to the bottom of your hood, which is of course where your light is, and then it can mess up with the electrical on your light. So that's one issue that you can have. Alright guys, let me know what I missed. Let me know what you guys like or dislike about your aquarium kits. Let me know which one you like the best. Right now, I'm really liking the Color Pop. This guy. The 5-gallon one. It also comes in a 3 or a 10-gallon as well. Just very cool with the built-in filter, the lights that color change. And then the silicone on it actually is 4 different colored silicones. It is blue, I think it's pink or purple, orange, and green. Really cool. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know what I missed. And you guys can see, hopefully you guys can see, the light is flickering now on that one, like I just said. Yep, thank you guys very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. Have yourselves a good day, night, or morning. Goodbye.